Hey guys, so I wanted to come on here today and actually talk about something personal in the hopes that in me sharing this with you, you might find some resonance and some peace and maybe help alleviate any confusion or any feelings that might arise that's of similar nature. And this is about an experience that I had last week around ordering food from one of these healthy food delivery services, which I get a lot of questions from my clients and actually believe is really great for a certain demographic of people that are super busy, used to eating fast food or convenience foods and not really thinking about the quality of the food or food combining or portion sizes or nutrient density, and really just people whose eating habits have been really negative and leaning more towards fast food style. And lack of organization around meals or around how to cook or even what healthy foods are. Maybe have overwhelm around grocery shopping, and I feel like when you're ordering from these food delivery services, those are the kind of people this really helps, and especially in times like we're in now with the pandemic. These types of services are having a boom because people are feeling unsafe to go out for grocery shopping, are definitely more interested in their health and well-being, so they have more curiosity and even more motivation to eat healthy, which I love and think that these services are doing amazing work. But from an emotional eating perspective, I actually wanted to speak from something personal that I think is important to just recognize and also just bring into the consciousness and awareness as someone who is a recovering emotional eater, and for my clients who I work with as well. And so something when you are an emotional eater and struggle with binging or binging and purging, the idea of having so much food or an abundance of food at one time can be very triggering. And I know that it was for me, it has been for me in the past, and I actually have a boundary and an anchor for my own safety, that I don't keep more than 2 days of food in my house at one time. Meaning, if I'm going shopping on Sunday for fresh food, I keep enough food for Sunday, Monday, maybe Tuesday, and then I'll go shopping again on Wednesday, and I'll buy my vegetables, and I'll buy my fish, and I'll buy any kind of condiments, any kind of convenience things that I would need, but I don't buy things in bulk. And I think that, because sometimes when you have things in bulk, and at least for me, that idea of having food that lasts for a week triggers that compulsion in me that I need to finish it really quickly. What if I go out to eat, and what if I decide that that's not what I want anymore? With these food delivery services where the menus and the recipes are pre-planned, sometimes, for me especially, having that pressure of feeling like I need to eat that meal for lunch that day or for dinner that day, and then feeling guilty if I decide not to eat that meal, and then what happens if the food goes to waste, and then you have all this extra food in the refrigerator that can last for a while, and there's a bunch of different servings amounts in each package. There's about 4 to 6 servings sometimes in a package. so that it can last you throughout the week. Sometimes something that's meant to be helpful for someone with emotional eating can be harmful or can be triggering. And I know this can be confusing, and it actually has been confusing for me, whereas the other week I actually wanted some diversity and decided that I was going to order from one of these food services. That's a beautiful food service, and the truth is their recipes are amazing, and it is really, really creative. But I did get the box of food, and there was so much food in it, and I had a busy week of dinners that I had planned, and I was overwhelmed that there was all of this food that I wasn't sure I was going to be able to eat. I was nervous that once I opened it would go bad. I was overwhelmed with having that much food at once in my refrigerator. It just triggered a lot of things for me, and it was interesting to note that. And I really wanted to share that with you. That even though it was healthy food and it was great recipes, for me, I realized that it is much better for me to have a simpler food, even if that means it's a little bit more boring, to have a simpler food routine and a simpler food schedule, because it makes me feel safe, and it makes me feel like I'm getting what I need, but I also have that flexibility, and I also have that, that leeway, that if I don't end up, eating a meal, one night or for lunch one day that I thought I was going to, it doesn't trigger me this overwhelming feeling of guilt that I have all this extra food here. And it gives me the option to be spontaneous and be flexible, which is something that I think as emotional eaters, we have to work really hard to trust again, that spontaneity, and being able to live within spontaneity and be able to, feel good and safe eating. And as we know, spontaneity, when you're initially starting to heal from emotional eating, can sometimes be a kryptonite. But as you start to find your own routine that makes you feel safe, for me, that's, going shopping every 2 days, 2 to 3 days, keeping foods that are fresh in my house, not foods that are prepackaged or convenience foods that once I open, I need to finish within 5 days, or I need to, finish within a certain amount of time, or worry about it going bad. This is what makes me feel safe. And so I really, really just empower you to think about that, and to find those anchors that make you feel safe, and really be unapologetic about that, and again acknowledge that part of you that really wants to grow and wants to explore and experience. But remember that the feeling of safety within eating is so key, especially when healing from emotional eating. So I hope you found this helpful. Thank you for listening to the whole thing. And again, I'm here to answer any questions. If you want to be a part of my next challenge, how to end food overwhelm, feel great in your body, and the push-pull relationship with food, you can go to my bio, click on the wait list. I'll be opening registration within the next couple of days. So, thank you.